Hey.
I actually like that better where we're all just dancing.
The dance party.
But it just stopped so abruptly. It was just like,
You can all see what we actually do behind the scenes when we had a setup, but we're peasants, so we have the cheapest streaming setup. Sorry. But welcome back to the Cosmos Collective, our bi-weekly Wednesday show. As you see here, we have someone who is not normally here. Our second guest ever.
Beautiful.
Lori Calcaterra.
I was like, who?
David.
David hasn't been here in a while either.
I've missed some episodes. I'm really mad because I watch those episodes. I'm like, oh, I want to be a part of those episodes.
All right.
We miss you.
We tried to replace him. And he came back anyway, so
yeah,
that's all right.
We did. But anyway, guys, so thank you for joining us. Lori, why don't you introduce? I mean, everybody knows who you are, but go ahead.
I'm Lori Calcaterra, and I'm an alcoholic. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm an alcoholic. Don't take my fucking shtick at all.
I'm Lori
Person
Calcaterra,
of the internet.
Writer, creator of Path of the Pale Rider, your favorite Western apocalypse series where death is broken. Podcaster, smasher of fruit, maker of hot sauce, and baker of cookies. That is me.
And
what's your favorite cookie to bake, or?
Well, I'm going to Texas Frightmare and not Frightmare. I'm going to Texas Haunters this weekend. I'm going to be making sourdough chocolate chip cookies and red velvet white chip. The con. And the sourdough chocolate chip cookie is the best chocolate chip cookie I have ever had.
Lies.
Hands down. You know what, Chad? I have challenged people. I was like, I have these cookies, and if they're not you come back and tell me you agree with me that these are the best. Everybody agrees with me that these are the best chocolate chip cookie.
I'm only saying lies so that way you can mail me some.
Chad just wants me to mail him all the things. I've already mailed you coffee. You're the only one.
Wonderful.
You're the only one that has gotten coffee.
It was wonderful.
What's your stance on oatmeal raisin?
They're okay. They just have to be done right, but that's nobody's favorite.
You found the first person.
I don't know. I like oatmeal
raisin. I love oatmeal raisin cookies.
Do you?
Yeah, I can get down with oatmeal raisin.
Nice.
I mean, it's not that I dislike them, but I tell you what, if I show up with 10 boxes of oatmeal raisin and 10 boxes of chocolate chip, I will sell all the chocolate chip and maybe 3 boxes of the.
Yeah,
I will not go out of my way to buy oatmeal raisin, but if it's either the only one left or like it's there, I will eat it. Yeah. Or if you hand it to me.
I do like an oatmeal raisin, but I do go with the fan favorite chocolate chip more.
Yeah. What I usually end up doing, Dave, with the oatmeal raisin leftover is I turn them into ice cream cookies.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a good idea.
Yes, if you have leftover cookies, you have like half softened ice cream, and you scoop it and you mush it and you wrap it up, put it back in the freezer.
That's a great idea. My daughter and my wife are big bakers, so every 3-4 months I'll say, hey, have some oatmeal raisin. And they'll go, okay, and they'll make 20 for me and then 50 chocolate chip for everybody else. Like, okay, that's fine. I'm happy.
Sure. No, I am a fan of Snickerdoodle though.
Yeah,
Snickerdoodles. Yeah.
My grandma before she passed used to make the bomb ass Snickerdoodles.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Those are the best. Aren't they?
Christmas. I make those at Christmas.
It was Christmas. Yep.
I have a problem at Christmas where I make all of the cookies, all of them. Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound like the problem. That sounds like the solution.
For me, it is because I was like, I needed to make all the cookies, and I'm making I usually make the dough first, and then I do a big bake day. And so I'm every day I'm making 2 different kinds of cookie dough, and I put them in a gallon-sized Ziploc bag and flatten it out, and then put it in the fridge. And then at the end of the week, I bake 300
You sound
cookies.
just like my grandma.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Grandma?
Yeah, grandma. Grandma core. That's right.
I'm gonna be like, I'm just gonna wake up one day and be like, Lori Calcaterra is my grandma reincarnated.
That's right. Hey man, possible. I know how to cook. I know how to make clothes. And I know how to stab a bitch in the face. So I'm gonna survive the apocalypse.
All the 3 things that grandmas need to know.
I agree, absolutely.
Cast iron into the head will take you out, man.
My wife can knit.
Everyone needs cookies in the apocalypse too. So
that's right. I would be the richest bitch in the apocalypse with my cookie money.
Yeah, I can see it now. John doing a new thing is like local cookie supplier instead of LCS, local comic shop. It's local cookie supplier.
That could be another place in your book, John.
Nice. No, I'm doing that.
Next issue.
No,
yeah, it's like
me. I'm writing
for LCS. He finally gets there, and it's like
trademarked it.
Nope, I'm writing it. I'm writing
local cookie shop, local candy shop.
John, I'm writing in your world now. So,
but we don't do this for everybody. Only super special guests get to do this. So I'm going to share my screen here, and we're going to go over your aforementioned writing that you mentioned. If anyone doesn't know you, if Chad will share my screen sometime this century.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know I have to do it now.
He has the power.
You are the powerful one. And it's...
Nice.
I want it to be big. Okay.
In big.
All right.
Can I?
So we have Path of the Pale Rider on issue 7. Before we kind of get to our topic, we did want to give you a chance to kind of talk about your Kickstarter, highlight some things. Yeah. As usual, I see you're funded within the first week. We congratulate you on that.
Nice.
Always a good feeling to coast to the stretch goals, but tell us where you're at with the series.
So in the series, we are at my favorite freaking issue. I'm so excited. And it's like I've enjoyed the whole journey. But it's like you enjoy issue 1 for reasons, you enjoy issue 2 for reasons, but all the while thinking in your head, we're one step closer to issue 7. Now we're here. And I've been sitting on this goddamn secret for years, because I wrote this series back in 2018, and we finally get to see this big moment, and I don't have to keep it secret anymore. Once the book is out, we can talk about it ad nauseum.
We know the secret, Lori.
You know the secret?
I do. Yeah, I do. You want to know what it is?
What?
The call is coming from inside the house. We know that.
Oh, man. Spoilers. Come on, man.
There's no even house in this one. We're not even, there's no house. But if
the call is coming from inside the zombie bear.
Yeah, that's because he ate your cell phone. So if you guys aren't familiar with Path of the Pale Rider, it's like Fallout, spaghetti westerns, Walking Dead with a sprinkle of cocaine bear on top.
Nice.
Death is broken for everything and everybody. People, animals, insects, and fish. Nothing can die anymore. And when you think about that, it'll make you have 5,000 questions about how you survive in this world. So 10 years into this, things have devolved back to the Wild West. And we're following a cowboy who's like the last guy that still gives a damn. Everybody else is just trying to scrape by,
So it is Fallout.
It is like that kind of. Yeah. And especially it's that feel where they kind of like they pick up other people's stuff that's left behind. They put it together. Like Jude's whole outfit was pieced together as he got, traveled. So it's kind of like that. And you're going to get kind of like Fallout, where you're going to get different cults and different groups. There's the government, there's people that think that nothing happened, there's people that believe that the undead and the living can coexist. So you're gonna get a lot of stuff.
No, that's just
issue
Fallout.
7.
Issue 7.
Yeah.
I am also on an issue 7, just to shamelessly plug myself. Drumsticks of Doom issue 7 is on. And I similarly I have a series where you wrote it a long time ago. Comics take a while to come out, things happen. There's also like a big reveal in there too, so that is funny. We're both kind of been sitting on the same thing, but
I thought Drumsticks of Doom was only anyway. Continue, Lori.
But one thing I do see with your campaigns, you do a lot of videos. I know you're big on the the acting and bringing that part into it. How do you feel like that works within your campaign? Right. Huh? Tell us more about why that works for your campaign, how you think it's been working with Path of the Pale Rider.
Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of views on shorts and reels and TikToks, more so than static images. Maybe sometimes even with music, you know, we'll get some more views. But when things move, people tend to have a little bit longer of attention span. And so I do a lot of videos. In fact, we don't have to watch it now, but if you do watch the welcome video at the top, the first thing I do is I fall down. You know what I mean? Like, just to like get your attention and be like, okay, she's actually crazy. What else is she going to do? And this is really cool. So this is my first time doing a Kickstarter when they had the secret link. So you can create a reward tier that people can only get to if they have the link.
How do they get the link?
Well, you have to send it to them, or you do my crazy butt. I'll make a video and I'll put a QR code. I'll hide it in there. And so if you pause the video,
if you want the secret things.
Yeah,
I've done it before where if you backed, you get a chance to get those things first. But that is kind of a cool thing that they've done from Kickstarter, you know.
So kind
of a fun thing for the people who follow.
I've done stuff because like I normally don't ship internationally, but I will ship to Canada. I ask that Canadian backers reach out to me personally and tell me what they want. And then I'll put it together in a package with their name on it, a 1 of 1. And then I can weigh it and I can get them an accurate shipping. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to overcharge you on shipping. It's so flippin' expensive, but I also cannot afford to undercharge you. You know what I mean? So this makes it easier because like for the people that I would put it up there, if some idiot was like, oh, I like what's in here and I don't care what it says, and they go grab it and you're like, no, that wasn't for you. You know what I mean? This is the answer to that. So I can send that link directly to that backer, and then they're the only one that has access to that reward tier. So, but yeah, we got crazy stuff, man. Custom pops, wooden covers. I have so many t-shirts at this point. You could wear a PAF t-shirt every single day of the week. A lot of the add-ons, the exclusives have been gone. The Sad Pancake figurines went in the first 10 minutes. People were gunning for those. So they're gone. However, I am going to add some stuff. Damn. I think on Friday I'll add it where I have some new add-ons that I can put, like this stuff. Where I had 4 of those. They're handmade little figurines of our tiny little puppy, Sad Pancake. Look at that. It's just a tiny little guy, right? So people were gunning for that one. I do. I paint ceramics. So there's a hand painted mug, and I'm rebinding a book. Like all of those went. I have scratch and sniff covers.
Nobody wants to know what that smells like.
I put the scent there on the bottom. So first of all, it is not stinky. The scent is called Cowboy. It's like
doesn't
citrus.
help.
It's I put it right there. It's citrus, bergamot, amberwood, sea salt. I think
that's not what a cowboy would smell like.
It smells okay. I like the smell, first of all, but
just because like, you like it doesn't mean a cowboy would smell like it.
This is also true. It doesn't smell like leather and manure. But
right.
If you want to upgrade your cover, you can, because that can go on any cover. So
that's fun. I know you really you get a lot of loyal backers with a lot of the merch. I always see you getting the numbers just shooting up when you first launch because people love the unique items that you put in here. So it's really cool.
Yeah, and then the hot sauce.
To work for you. I would like to mention for anyone who's new to it, there is a great trade paperback of the first 4 issues. So if you're hesitant to jump in, that's a great way to get started. Lori always has catch-up tiers, so you can definitely catch up to where they're at. But if you just want to kind of dip your toes in, she's got the trade paperback available. And I'm assuming after issue 8 or 9, there'll be another one. So
yes,
you're getting rolling here.
Yeah. After 8, there'll be the second one. And then the last trade will be 9 through 12. And then we'll do like the full volume. And then we'll go on to the next arc. But there is actually a tier where you can just start at the beginning and just do issue 1. And I do have the mini catch-up tier. So that's 1 through 4. And then there's the full catch-up, which is 1 through 7. So all back issues. We're unlocking stuff. We technically unlocked the first stretch goal at 5,000. But we're at 5,003. And so I don't want to announce anything because you know what happens as soon as you're like, we broke a stretch goal. Because someone's like, oh, I'm going to adjust my pledge down, and then we're below it. So I'm just kind of waiting for a few more pledges to come in, and then I'll announce that we unlocked the first one. We did unlock
for any newbies out there. Yeah, give yourself a little
right
a little time. Room. I know you're excited to announce but
right.
it does sometimes.
Like poker cards, like the first one I announced because we get more than 50 backers before we fund. So it's like there's no, I mean, we're gonna keep going up over 50. So it's like here's the first poker card. So we got Lola Martinez, the undead bandita with the biggest smile and the heart of rot.
Then you got these obviously haven't been revealed
We
yet,
haven't
but you
flipped
get some
them
more
yet.
poker
We're
cards.
at
You guys are on what, a dozen
backers.
of these now so far?
What's
How
that?
many poker cards are out there?
If you go up there, right there. These are, yep, that's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
8, so she'll be 9, yeah.
So
Or 10. She'll be 10.
10. She's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're getting there.
7.
So that's
yeah,
cool.
And it stinks because at some point we just have to do number cards.
Right.
Boring. We have to do them. I try to do one, the first card we always flip is always a face card. And then I try to fill in the number cards as we go. But if we keep tracking this way, we'll unlock 3 cards this time. We always unlock 2 because we always get more than 100. But we've been so close to 150. We've gotten like 140 some odd backers the last 2 campaigns. So close.
Backer goal, people even chipping in $1 help people get some free poker cards.
These are free, and that's so cool because when we get to the end, if you've been coming along, and let's say you get the $10, I have a $10 tier where it's just the book, like no digital, no bells, no wheels, but still you get all of the stretch goals still. So you'll get this whole poker deck for free just by showing up every campaign. So we have edible stretch goals. We have new art. We have, of course, more Big James stuff because everyone clamors for Big James. We do have a coffee tier, Chad, so you can get more coffee. We get there. We'll see.
Absolutely. It's good. It's good coffee, so I definitely recommend it.
I roast it, by the way. And then we are doing
not even in the comics. Maybe you just want the coffee, hit her up.
Yeah, right. Listen, she told me her secret on how she roasts it, and I'm like, that's a good idea.
It's a good secret. Yeah. Don't tell it.
That's
I am collaborating with Ed Davis and Sarah White. They both have campaigns right now. And so if you back Immortal Era and Path of the Pale Rider, we're producing these 2-sided metal trading cards. So one side is our image. The other side is, of course, Immortal Era. I think Ed Davis and I are tapped into this same twisted creative cloud in the sky because we're reading each other's series right now, and there's a lot of similarities. And so if people like Path and how twisted and messed up it is, you'll have a great time over Immortal Era. I think I have a meme, I have to release it, but it's like it's the 2 worst ways to be immortal are in our worlds, 100%. And
these are always fun to see. People in the community teaming up. Sarah's great. Ed's great. Free plug for them. The link is right here in the campaign. So if you're looking at this, if you're watching this on YouTube after,
Produce Cats.
Stop.
Would you not want
click on Produce Cats. Go to Immortal Era. Ed also has a very thick first trade paperback. So again, another series to easily catch up on. I think he's on issue 11 now. So he's chugging along.
I know. He finished my first 6. He's like, I'm ready for 7. I'm like, man, I'm just starting 7. I'm like, I still got more to read. So we do fun stuff outside of the comic book. I do short films. I write riddles. There's ways for you to immerse yourself in Path of the Pale Rider. You can scroll past me. Nobody cares. But let's focus on the people that matter. So Gilbert Perez, he's interior artist in pencils and inks, very talented. Love his shirt. It's Spider-Man. Matt Chambers, who was our colorist. Again, he's a veteran. He has his name on so many titles. And then Rachel Bullock, who is our editor, who's been with us since the beginning, who keeps us looking shiny. That's pretty much the meat and potatoes of it.
Meat and potatoes.
It's fun.
Yeah. For those watching, we don't always go over these, but when we have a guest on, we want to give them a chance to talk about where they're at, what they're making, as we all are grinding out there. So we appreciate it. But check it out. If you can't, like I always say, share the link. It's free to share. Social media is an absolute nightmare these days. So please, any share, even if you think you only have 3 followers, it helps every book get out there into the world.
Chad, I'm going to own that. I'm owning it. Just call me Grandma. That's good.
Lori is the grandma of comics.
I'm the Mimo of comics.
Mima.
One of your stretch goals should be a tin of one of those little cylinder tins of cookies.
Oh, that's amazing.
You open it
for various.
You open it and it's just sewing material.
Yeah.
It's just sewing material.
I was thinking like the red velvet cookie, so it looked like blood, and maybe it would be a heart.
Ooh.
And underneath it's sewing material.
You want to see?
She pulls out a tin with sewing material.
The sugar cookies, the sugar cookie tins.
No, I'm pulling out hearts. So these are the things that I'm going to be adding on this week. So I've been making squishies.
Nice.
Squishy.
It's an anatomically correct heart.
Nice.
So these will be on the campaign this week. I have hearts and brains and green paws for sand pancake, and then brown paws for Big James. So these are great. I love these.
Did you make them?
I did.
Oh wow.
I know.
Hell
I have.
Did you make them? Does it smell like a heart?
No, they don't smell at all. No smell.
You sniff them, their blood.
That could be arranged.
It could be. Just
it
give me a minute.
Smell like anything.
You kidnap me and you're just using my blood to scent them.
Those scratch and sniffs were big in the 80s. Even the ones that smelled bad.
Yeah.
Smelled and you're like, oh, that smells bad. Let me smell it again.
I had a sticker collection, Dave. My sister and I both did. So it's like I'm reliving my childhood by bringing it all back. So
those smelly markers,
the
burnt marshmallow, people are like, "Oh, that was disgusting." I'm like, I actually think that one is pretty good.
But is it the same people that do the scratch and sniff that are doing like the disgusting jelly beans too?
Oh, it's Jelly Belly is doing the jelly beans.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know.
They got that idea.
Vomit.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Nice.
I mean, there's a limit to what I will eat, so it's like,
Isn't there a game? Isn't it like a game where you think it's either like marshmallow or puke?
Yeah.
Harry Potter one.
Relax. Alas.
Yeah. Fun.
I got the booger one.
Question mark.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Is this fun? It makes me want to kill my.
Except for when you get the puke one, that one's real gross.
Do you want to listen? This one either tastes like vomit or suicide. You can pick either one.
What does suicide taste like? Right?
Arsenic. It's an arsenic laced jelly bean.
Oh, okay.
I think it depends on how you kill yourself, I guess.
Well, we do appreciate you. Again, we encourage everybody get out there, share it. Back
Don't kill
yourself. Get her to 150 this time.
That took a turn.
Yeah, that was like we encourage everybody.
Thank you, John, as these two ferrets down here.
But this show really is more about shared trauma experiences through comics. We don't actually talk about what we're working on or anything important. We talk about why we hate comics. And Chad had a topic for us this week, which we're hopeful. I'm interested to get your opinion on it. As I won't say new, but newer to the comic scene. Chad, why don't you tell us about how much you hate conventions and how your only mission in the world is to burn them all down at this point?
Okay, so my idea is you remember during a certain campaign era, January 6th. Anyway, no. So basically, I'm not going to say the convention name, but over the weekend, I was at a comic, and I use this as a quotation mark. Comic book convention, and
too many celebrities.
What? No, it's the opposite. It's not
too many comic creators.
No.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nobody.
Yes, nothing. It was just an empty venue.
Just tell us what the problem was.
The problem is that for every one comic creator, there were 5 resellers.
Gotcha.
It was nothing but it was me, John Dexter, Sam Moore, and Tony Maiello. Were the 4 comic creators there, and everybody else were resellers. And then, of course, I mean, you did have your your print sellers, your artists. Like there was one that made fursuits, and they were actually our table neighbors, and they were wonderful. And Parcell Comics was also there too, but I actually don't know his name off his hand. But it was just nothing but reseller stuff. And as I was sitting there, as I was selling, I walked away with maybe $60. And then after everything, $300.
Was it a multi-day show?
Yes, it was Saturday and Sunday.
I'll see you 2 days.
2 days, 2-day show. And after everything, I was in the hole maybe negative $50 or $150.
Wow.
That's after food, drink, and gas. And granted, I was only 45 minutes away. But still,
that's good at least.
So here'd be my first question: Did people come to your table and they had like their stacks and stacks of Marvel and DC back issues that they had bought, and they like flip through your book and go, okay, thanks, and they walk away? Or was it maybe nobody buying anything at all?
Yeah. No, so most people were there for Funko Pops and figures.
Oh.
And now granted, like Tom Hutch, I did get the Steel Chase figure, but my wife bought it for me. I'm not saying I'm not a hypocrite, okay? The idea, okay?
Sure.
But Steel is one of my favorite DC characters. My wife bought it for me, but that's neither here nor there. But people were just there walking around with their Funko Pops and their figures, and they would come up to the table and look through it, and I would say, and it wasn't even like the quality of it, they just thought it was too expensive is like the main thing, and I was
that's what I was
going to say, $7 a piece.
How do you compete with them when they're like back issues for 99 cents,
right? Exactly.
5 for $2.
And I'm not knocking the resellers, like at all, because they got to sell their back stock. Some of these people do it for a living, sure, but it's like, how do you compete with these people who will say 50 cents for these back stock issues? Like there was somebody who was selling, and they were wonderful people too. We made friends with them, but they had this big booth with rows and rows and rows of back issues, and they had like Hellblazer, like the Terrifics, like just new and old stuff aligned, and you'd go through their stuff and they were selling for like 50 cents a piece. And I'm like, oh hell yeah. And they were flooded, but it's like, how do you explain to people, So it really made
but I do appreciate you acknowledging it. It's not the vendor's fault, right? They put in an application, they get invited, right? It's up to the promoter to vet, who they have and understand. But tell me, is this a first year show? Is this one that's been in the Michigan area for a while?
This is their 5th year. This would be my 3rd time going.
Okay. Oh wow.
So was it like this in previous years?
No, that's the interesting thing. So the previous years they were getting more of a wider range of like other comic creators or just like more crafting people, which that's fine too. I don't mind that. But this year it was just and I don't know how the year before was. So last year was the only year I never went. Because I didn't get invited back, and that's fine. But I got a table this year, and for whatever reason, it was just vendor, reseller. I'm like, what the happened? And my thought process is, and this kind of goes with the leader of it, or the guy who owns it, is I think he wanted to start making a quick buck because it's easier to get the vendors than it is the comic creators. So that was
what he's charging. Nobody's gonna want to do a 2-day show and
that was my question. $300 seems
and a lot of times those guys are getting double space, right? They're getting double space. A lot of times they need like two tables and or a corner booth and
who knows? Maybe he wasn't getting the applications this year. He shifted it. It's tough. Obviously I don't know how many shows David's done. Maybe you can fill us in on your history with shows. We all have the rough ones, and it's a difficult thing, right? We feel like we need to get out there. We need to have FaceTime. That's what we're told over and over again. That's how we're going to get people to pick up these books. But then, that's a substantial. Like I'll tell you for myself, I don't spend more than $100 on a table. I have a limit. I know as a writer what I'm going to sell. If I was an artist, maybe I would, take a leap of faith, but I've had plenty of $400, $350, $300 tables. And again, it's sure there's intangibles to going to a show, right? You meet people, you have fun, you meet fellow creators, but it's really, for me, it's more like the cost of sitting there all weekend, right? Away from family, away from home, what you're supposed to be doing, away from creating. All those things make me feel like the multi-$100 shows just aren't good. I turn it over to David and Lori. What's your experience been with cons in the last few years?
Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
Okay. So I don't do many cons throughout the year, but the ones that I do, you're absolutely right, John. I won't pay more than $100 for a table. because I know that if it's a smaller con, I might walk out of there with maybe $200 sold. So I want to make sure that I'm staying in the black. Being in a place here where everywhere I go, you have to travel. I'm a very rural area, so an hour away in any direction is a McDonald's. You know what I mean? So I have to make sure that I'm like pinpointing down on where I'm going and
find the McDonald's.
Exactly. What it costs, how much I'm going to be able to make, hopefully. I think that for me, it is really about kind of waiting for the moment. Because like I said, a couple shows throughout the year, but as we're talking earlier, my kids are essentially, my daughter's a senior, my son's in college. So now it's like, I'm thinking I need to venture out more. I need to start to expand a little bit more into Pennsylvania. I'm from Ohio, more shows in New York, in upstate New York, where I'm from, and hoping, and we've talked about this as a group, going to some of those bigger shows to be able to continue to expand your reach. And I think that the problem for me anyway, being a cheapskate, is that
hang on, let me stop you right there. What? I don't think that's being a cheapskate. Like, that's not at all. That's just being a realist.
I'm being frugal. I'm being realistic about what I can spend.
Yeah.
But knowing that if I want to venture out, it's going to be, like John said, it's going to be gas. It's going to be hotel. It's going to be food. It's going to be all those things, travel stuff. And then on top of that, $300 for a table is a lot to be able to produce, to be able to put into. You're spending money on just the creation of the book to begin with.
Yeah, so, and I want to make one quick thing though. When it came to going there, this was the first time I didn't either break even or make over.
Sure.
So yeah. Anyway, continue, David. I didn't mean to interrupt. Yeah.
And then I'm kind of playing devil's advocate. Both sides of the story here is to make money, you've got to spend it. You got to put in the time and the money to be able to get your eyes on your book, more eyes on your book. So it really is like, how much are you willing to invest in the thing that you're creating? Like, how much, knowing that you'll probably from the beginning lose, but if you keep pushing, hopefully be able to gain that momentum, gain bigger fan base from it. The shows that I do at this point, knowing those people, the other vendors, and some of even the people that come by name is really helpful. But even those shows that I've done for 4 or 5 years, I'll still meet new people. And I'll still gain, new fan base, get a few more hits on Facebook or on TikTok or whatever it is, and get a couple of my trades, my 7, of my ongoing series trades sold, to where that'll be a new push of people who are, hey, I just met this creator, just got this book, this whatever. So
the interesting part to me is to see how much it changed. Chad missed a year, and now it's like, because there's one that I regularly do in Northwest Indiana. The price is relatively cheap. It's gone up a little bit, but still under $100. I know I'm going to go there and probably do $100 to $200, as a writer who's, doesn't have art to sell. Mm-hmm. I often will split the table with a friend, so that helps. But again, I feel like I know what that show is going to be. Now, some years I'll do $200, some years I'll do $85, but I'm okay with that because I know the promoter promotes it. He vets who's going to be there. It's going to be a primarily comic show. There's going to be some fun things for kids and families to do. I'll at least have a lot, several hundred people walk past the table, take a look. I think, I'm not blaming the promoter of this show. Times are tough, right? Everything's changing. Not. But that's so interesting to hear that it would take such a twist, because that really makes you feel like they pulled the rug out from under you. That would make me the next year say, no, I'm not. I'm not going to the show. Right.
Yeah. Like I'm not. And actually, like Tom said here, and also hello, Tom. He actually came to visit on Sunday and hung out with me and gave me some really good tips and stuff. But he says cons are a learning experience. You have to try a con to see if there's value for next year or not, and cross off the ones that don't work until you find the one that do. And I did. Like, I was just like, okay, this not for this year. Probably definitely not next year. But the one I usually do is Motor City Nightmares, which is this weekend. And I usually do pretty well at that one. And actually, Tom's going there for the first time too. So him and I will be there with Dirk Manning as well.
Nice.
So they're trying to expand their comic creators and everything too.
And it's so tough too, because we want to talk to people we know have been there. Like I talked to somebody about a suburban show. They wanted $200 for the table. So right away I'm like, let me ask around. And somebody said last year it was the worst show I ever did. There was nobody there. And I was like, oh, wow, I'm not going to do that. Then another buddy did it and said, oh, I did great. It was, so this year the show kind of, they took what didn't work last year and they figured it out. So then I felt like I missed out, but that's going to happen, right? Sometimes you're going to take a risk. Oh. You have to, of course, be comfortable with sitting there and losing the money. That does happen sometimes. But the other good thing, of course, to do is think about what you can do. And it sounds like you were doing that, talking with people who have experience, thinking about it. Because maybe there was a couple sales I missed because I let myself get down in the dumps, or maybe I was off, buying that steel action figure. There's things you have. The point of that is we have to focus on what we can control. Otherwise, we will just spiral, right? We'll think every convention is, all joking aside.
Lori,
go ahead, Lori.
Can I talk now?
We're a bunch of chatty Cathys over here.
I know. I was like, wow, listening. I was just like, I have not spoken yet.
You can interrupt us because we're dumb.
Yeah.
Can I?
We're men. We're men. You can interrupt us.
Show. I don't come in and interrupt other people's shows. But from my experience, I'm the same way. I like to stay close to home. This is the first year I'm going to be venturing where I have to stay in a hotel. I'm going to Mockingbird Lane in September, which is in Seguin. It's about a 5-hour drive, but it's still in Texas because Texas is goddamn huge. So that's going to be the first time where I have like big expenses. And now they are helping with some of that. So that was the draw there. Otherwise, I'd be like, no way, right? But so I'm trying to focus on more niche audience. So horror cons, like with Texas Frightmare. And then, I've been staying local. I'm right by Dallas. And so there's Dallas and Fort Worth and Irving and Plano. And there's a ton of cons right around me. So I'm like, why do I need to go, hours and hours away when there's stuff right here? Now, I have not done the big Dallas Fan Expo because the table is $600.
Yeah.
And I'm worried that I won't recap that. But from everybody, and it's hard because the people that I talk to that go, they're all on the artist side. And so they're like, you'll get that back. Like I make double that. And I'm like, that's great for you. But my items are $10 and $15. Like I don't have a $200 print to sell. Right. So that's the difference. So I'm with you guys where it's like your table and my table are going to make different amount of money. And so that's part of the reason why I have like the hot sauce, the cookies, and I will switch out between comics, merch, and food items, how I'm predicting how the con is going to be attended. That makes sense?
Yeah, I think
that's if it's for younger kids, I'll bring books, but I'm also bringing all like the kits, the squishies, the little stuff, the cookies. Right.
And Tom is saying you're young here, but I think you're way ahead of the game in that because I agree. My fault. And I do appreciate
your visibility, which is exactly what you're doing.
I appreciate Tom thinking I'm young, but remember, I started the same year Big Dog Inc. started. So I've been doing this for 15 years. So I am not young, unfortunately, but I took me a long time to get to that point, Lori, like where I realized, my niche indie comics, people don't know them, right? It's not their fault. Right. I can be angry at the person walking by. Why didn't you buy it? But that's, they want to buy stuff they're familiar with or something that's easily sellable in a short time that you have to talk to them. And it took me a while to realize I have to get my pitching down and I have to bring different things and understanding as a writer, when I didn't have an artist to buddy up with me, who might get a sketch or two or who might sell some original art. I need to have the bigger books, right? I need to be moving trade paperbacks because that eats up so much of yours. And now I have different merch and I've kind of come out of that shell and realized, you have to have different things. People, I did these silly little stickers and people come by and they love them. There's these little, stupid ghosts and stuff like that I do. That isn't my forte, but
it's a new thing. We're doing it.
Do it. Yeah. Yes, you, sir, in the back.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. I'm glad to be here. So I semi-disagree with Lori and John at the same exact time, though. But at the same, stickers, hot sauce, cookies, anything absolutely helps. But it also depends on price point as well.
For sure.
And I will tell you right now. So Parcel Comics, this guy is from Detroit, and he travels around the country selling his comic books for $1. Now, let me finish. I'm glad you asked, Lori. So he prints them out at Kinko's on printer paper, and he does the artwork for them. Now, his comic book artwork also looks like, well, a second grader did it.
Okay, I've heard of this guy.
Okay, now, he is a wonderful man, and I am not knocking him. But this guy was behind my table mate Hadia, who sells oil paintings for like, $200, up to anywhere from $250 to $7,000. He would sell them like hotcakes and literally maybe sold $1,000 like Saturday. And then the next day, maybe another grand. He is so charismatic where he'll go, comic books for $1.
And but that works for him because he's printing them at Kinko's. But you can't do that.
Yes, I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying price point matters. When somebody says, hey, this is $1, I'm gonna be able to pull out $1 and give you $1 for it.
Right. I do think that's true. I don't think you have to drop every product you have down to $1, but you need to offer something. Like if somebody's not able to buy, all 4 issues, you have the first one for $2, or you have a sticker for $1, or you have, and that's something I learned too. Have diverse, offerings.
It
have
is about
diverse
what
products.
You have to sell.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the hot sauce and the cookies is how I get people to the table.
Sure.
So I'm like, do you want to try a free sample of hot sauce? And they're like, wait, but you also have comics. And I was like, that's the joy of it. They go together, and that's how I get in, right? And then there's people that are like, I hate comics, and I was like, but I have chocolate chip cookies.
See, and that's stupidly amazing. But it works though. I'm not saying.
No, I know. I'm agreeing with you. It's stupidly amazing.
Yeah,
because
it works.
There's someone that's shopping for comics or collectibles, and then there's their friend that's just there.
I bought when
I'm here because they're here. Like I don't really want to be here.
Oh shit, chip cookies. Yeah. Well, there's a guy at Motor City Nightmares who sells hot sauce, and he was like catty corner right across her, like right near me. And I walked over, I'm like, hell yeah, hot sauce. Only vendor there. And it is about what you sell. And that's why I sell
out of hot sauce almost every con that I go to. If it's a 2-day con, I sell out. Like I'll probably have to make more before I go to the one on August the 2nd. I will sell out of the barbecue sauce 100%. And they're $8 a bottle.
$8 a bottle?
Nice.
Shit. That's
homemade shit, man.
Well, no.
And that's what I'm saying. You don't always
sell. That's not a bad price.
No, it's not.
You go to Kroger and they're like $15 for organic, blah, blah,
He was
blah.
selling them for $12. I just go talk to you.
Yeah.
List of cons for $8 hot dogs. That's true, though.
They had like $15 hot dogs at one con I went to. Are you kidding me? Like,
bro, it was like it was $5 for 2 Bosco sticks.
$25 for a burger.
The other thing Chad mentioned too is that something that I've learned in the years too is I'm often lost in the big shows, the sea of other comic creators. I've started to do smaller shows, brewery shows. And
I need to do those.
Often I'm one of the only comic creators there, and then people come up, oh, comics, so tell me about your comic, and then they feel like that's different, which early in my career I would have shied away from because I was like, well, they're not there for comics. But I can pay $50 for the table there, make $100, be happy, and then see someone at another brewery show or small show a year and say, oh, you got another issue of CPS? Oh, cool, I met you at this show. Those have been going really well for us. And then again, I feel like I'm not, wasting all the time away from family, the time I should be mowing the lawn and doing that, old man stuff.
I was first.
All right, you were first.
I want to know how we get into the movie theater scene because
I know I've seen that. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. Because my artist team, Gilbert does really well. Ken Salinas does really well, but the thing is that they can cater their art to whatever movie is coming out. So they sell a lot of prints of, dinosaurs and Spawn and, whatever Venom, whatever the movie is about, they can cater their art to, and people eat it up because that's what's hot right now.
Yeah,
right. So how do we tap into that? Is what I
don't know how you do it because
I just have to set up at a zombie movie 28 years later.
And then print out your little sheet like you had on the Kickstarter. If you like this, and this, and that might get people interested. That's a great idea. I mean, a lot of the
in the door though,
a lot of the movie theaters are chains, like Subway is a chain, but it's run by
like MJR
individual people.
Yeah,
you could probably just ask to talk to the owner or something. You drive by, hey, I want to do an event here or something like that. We'll set up a couple tables and whatever. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah,
I think it'd be awesome if you could go to like the 50th anniversary of like Jaws showing and set up like any of our books and be like, hey,
that would be really good for like Ben Lacey, who does like Shark of War, like anybody really. But I really think it's more niche to whatever movie is hot at that moment.
Right, of course.
If it's Disney's new freaking Frozen whatever, and I'm like, zombie book, and no, it's not working. Right?
Well, hang on a minute.
Hang on now.
For the record, though, there would be those weird people who would totally come up to you and be like, I'm sorry, what?
But and that could be a conversation starter, but I mean,
you're in a good position too because yours is like mixing genres, so it could be a western, it could be sci-fi, it could be zombies, it could be whatever it is.
Right.
I think that's one of the things that I really like about comics now is like mixing those genres and finding those mix and matches and those weird things that connect that 10, 15 years ago didn't connect or people wouldn't connect for whatever reason. And now people are like, oh, let me take this and let me take this and let me put it together, and it's a mess, but it's a beautiful mess.
Well, that's what like Sean Megan when he did Oog, which is coming out through RSP, not to say the place something, which is just a caveman with a ray gun gets lost by dropped from an alien race, and he finds it and he dominates his entire tribe and everything with his ray gun. It's absolutely hysterical. It's a one shot, but that's what I'm saying though. Like Dave, that's the whole thing. Is that you get these people mixing and squishing together. Stuff now.
Well, and I'm always hesitant
to John's point, though. I wanted to mention that I have considered branching out to different conventions. Like I did ask, like Michigan Metal Fest, which is out in Traverse City. I want to say I did get accepted into them. It was just due to scheduling; I wasn't able to go. But they did send me a applet saying, "Hey, yeah, you can." Come and everything. And I was like, And then same thing with Novi, the fishing convention. But their price was incredibly high. But this is where Tom came in. He educated me on it. Where it was, you have all these people coming with fishing supplies. So their tables are going to be a lot more expensive. So yes, I could set the hook there.
But good that you're still thinking outside the box. Like I applied to a Magic the Gathering convention because we did a Magic the Gathering zine, thinking, oh, I'll go there and I'll kill. People will love this. But they also wanted $1,100 for the table.
Right, so, exactly. Yeah,
I wasn't going to make that with $6 books.
Dave and I just had a stroke. We're like,
right. Well, that's how much it was about at the fishing convention. It was about like $1,100.
Because they're moving, equipment.
But they're expecting people with inventory, like. They can't. Well, there was entire because we went there. Me and my wife went there, check it out, and there was just an entire like back section of just boats. There was a giant aquarium, like there was live catching of fish, like there was all kinds of stuff. So cool. You're charging $1,100 for the stuff that these people are gonna make their money back with.
You're like, and I got comics,
right? Exactly. So it's like you got to be smart with it. But even tattoo conventions, like the hot sauce guy who was at Motor City Nightmares goes to tattoo conventions.
Nice.
So wait, there's a Shark Con. What?
Of course there is. What are you crazy?
Wait, what? Hang on a minute. Shark Con? I want to go.
Where is it? Where is it though? Is it in Maryland?
It's gotta be like Florida.
Tom, bring me with you.
Yeah.
Amityville, New Jersey, right?
But Tom, bring me if you want a split table.
Kansas, where it's landlocked.
Tom, I'm coming with you.
They would have like
hell yeah.
They would have what, Dave?
Tornado Con.
Tornado Con.
Yeah,
probably they do.
Right. And you know, for a long time, I felt like it was a faux pas to really speak out. I know in the post-COVID world, a lot of things have changed. So, you know, some conventions are still getting their footing. We're not saying all conventions are bad or don't do any big ones. But again, for me, it's like, if I'm going to drop $475 on C2E2, I'd rather just hang out with my friends all weekend. I'll hand out books for free. I'll walk around because again, I'm probably going to lose that money anyway. Even if I claw my way back to, you know, making table again, it's that time spent where I could be creating. I could drop that money into an ad on Facebook and try and increase my reach.
Right.
I think those bigger shows, a lot of us think we're going to take that leap, right? And that's going to be the show that we get hundreds of fans from, but it hasn't been my experience with many, many peers in the community. And so don't be afraid to say, you know what, I'm going to pass on the big shows for now and kind of, you know, build my way online or on smaller shows or in a different way, you know.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah. I have seen though, like for a majority of the cons that I've done, the more expensive the table, usually the higher revenue I end up with. That's typical. Because like I'll do a library con for free and I'll make $200 and I'll be like, woohoo, you know.
$20.
That's bonus.
Sorry,
I didn't pay
$200 on a free table. It's terrible,
right? Yeah. But it's like,
go
but then you spend $350, right?
Sure.
And then you're focused on making that money back.
Of course.
So it just depends, you know. So
yeah, because your money is a resource, your time is a resource.
Time is a resource.
So, you know,
well, people. One of the things I did and that I do value though is, and this is just me, as I had a young creator working on a manga, and he was asking me for advice, and we talked during the slow time for maybe a good 10 minutes, and he's like, I'm working on this story, but I have the beginning, but I do not know what to do after that. I'm like, listen, and I said, I tell everybody this. Write your ending, and then everything else. Yep.
And then figure out how they get there.
Exactly, and then everything else.
B, you'll figure it all out.
Yep. I was like A, B, and his mind just melted. I'm like, I promise, and he's like, but I don't. And I'm like, listen, the middle matters, but it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah,
you are trying to come up with a log line, a very simple idea right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, hell yeah. And he showed me his portfolio. He has a lot of promise. So I gave him my business card. I said, hey, my business coaster is what I call them now. So that was really cool at this con. So I'm not knocking that I didn't have a good experience. It's just, it's really frustrating at times. But I think this does show me that I need to go with smaller conventions than these others, because $300 for a fucking table.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
With no guarantee that you're going to make it back. And that's the thing.
Well,
that's
even now,
the most frustrating thing is that you've been before and you did make it back, and then you go this year and you didn't. And so that's what's frustrating for me too, is like, I've done cons that are excellent, and then they change location, and then it's like, uh-oh.
Right.
Hopefully it'll be better, but sometimes it won't be. Like, one of the cool things about where I am is I'm also connected to Charter Comics. So like William Russell and Chris Hayes and Lacey Kruger and Ken Salinas, and we go to cons together. And so I have like variant covers from all of them. And so like this weekend, we're all going to Texas Haunters. And so like William Russell has books that I've written. And so he'll be like, get my signature and then go over see Lori Calcaterra. And then when they come over, I'll sign their Psycho Sal, and I'll be like, oh, if you really like this, you're going to dig Path of the Pale Rider. And by the way, I have William Russell covers. So we can, you know what I mean?
Hey.
So we tag team people off each other.
That's how I want to do it with Tom and Dirk Manning when they're at Motor City Comic Con. I'm like, listen, if you want two other great creators, go to their table. Yeah, like go hang out with them. They have Penny for Your Soul and Mr. Gee, I think it's pronounced, what Dirk Manning has. Like go over there. Go talk to them too. And sometimes that does help with conventions. Like people do say, hey, I came over here from another table. Yeah.
So I mean, if anything, it's just another chance to pitch the story. And with sales, it doesn't matter what you're selling. It's just numbers. It's how many people you can get in front of. Yeah. Because people will say yes and people will say no. And it's a numbers game.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Well, one thing too, I've noticed that I think some of the conventions I've done, they ask if I want to be a panel or something like that. And I'll say yes. And then for one of them, it's kind of morphed into being a teacher, saying, maybe I could do like a how to draw comics situation. Cool. And you get kids that are 5 to adults that are 40, you know what I mean, coming in and trying to do it around your table and have a set area for them to be able to draw and be able to talk about, how do I do this? How do I do that? And for me, that's been really successful. The parents are, kind of sitting there going, let's wrap this up. But the kids are enthralled, you know what I mean? No matter what age they are. And then you say, to be able to see that I, don't just talk about it, I also do it. Come look at my books. And they're amazing. And maybe stay away from this one if you're 5, but then these ones are great.
No, pick mine up if you're 5.
No.
Every time I call a parent,
Chad's like, hey, Lori, in your Kickstarter thing, I sent you an extra cover. And I was like, oh, cool. And he's like, it's the not suitable for work cover. And I was like, great, I got to hide it from my kids. Thanks, Chad.
See, here's the thing.
I tell a parent that at the table, they say, they've heard worse stuff at home. They don't care.
I agree. I've heard that too. I always say parent discretion is advised.
Yeah.
And when they're like, is this for kids? I'm like, at this point, I don't fucking know.
Yeah. And the same thing. I'll tell them the triggers. I'll be like, well, we have this and we have self-harm and we got that. And
I won't tell you. You figure out yourself, child.
Mommy.
And then when they email
be lucky the stuff that's happening to these characters aren't happening to you.
Right. That's what I respond. That's what I respond back when they email me these long rants. I'm like, well, just be lucky that it's not really happening to them.
Yeah. It's all made up.
Right. So I've told, and I know this sounds bad, but I've said that to my brother with my nephew with like the stuff he's experienced, like seen on TV. Like, well, to be fair, just be lucky. It hasn't happened to him. Yeah. So, and I just think he's a good parent and he does show him stuff, age appropriate stuff. That was a joke. Sorry for anybody who's a trigger, people. So,
well, anyway, the hour flew by with you, Lori. We'll let you.
An hour already? Wow.
So I propose one thing real quick.
You're proposing already? Oh my
wow!
I am, Lori. I have a
so beautiful
atrocitus figure that you can have. Yeah. So that I'm proposing to you with. I can't.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't think your wife would appreciate that. I'm just saying.
Shit, she has a gun. Just staring out there. She's all, that was fast.
She's like,
so the next Cosmos episode, we should do tips for comic conventions, and I think Lori and Tom should be for guests again.
Sounds great.
You want me to come back?
Yeah, but I also like you, but that's not the point.
I know. I like you too. I like you guys. I was surprised that Dave was here. I didn't know. I was like, hey.
Yeah, Dave Whalen. He never comes out.
We try not to tell people he's on the show.
Boy, summer can be hard because we did vacations and I don't remember exactly. Oh my! Like the end of the year, the kids have all their stuff, their sports stuff.
Yeah,
it always happens to fall right on the day that we're doing Cosmos. And I was just in Ohio. We do Cedar Point with my whole family, so we're in Cedar Point. And my wife and I had our. Speaking of proposing. My wife and I had our 20th anniversary, and we got remarried on the beach there at Lake Erie. So it was very nice. It was very nice.
My wife and I will be 18 this year, so
we're on 20 as well in September.
He's getting old.
Yeah,
I know. I don't tell people I'm not old. I don't let them know.
Listen, 6 months.
Child bride. That's right.
Child bride. Wow.
Just kidding.
Okay, so since January,
I'm grandma. Sorry, Chad.
No, it's fine. Congratulations, everybody.
20 years from now, get on our level, buddy.
No, it's fine. Congratulations, Jim.
You'll
be fine. Shut up.
In 20 years. Shut up.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
You'll have dementia and be like, "Who are you?" I'd be like, "Fuck you."
That's my worst fear. Don't say that.
No, I know it's mine too. That's why I try to joke about it. It's like the worst fear in the world.
It's funny too because we do this show. It's actually the second and fourth Wednesday of the month, just so you know. So when there's like that weird thing where, the month starts at a weird time or whatever. So it's just really, I've dodged every vacation, everything like David's talking about. It's fallen where I've been on the show. So if you're sick of seeing me, I can step away for the next show. Let Tom take the seat. People, let us know in the chat. Who are you sick of?
You're good to go, John. You're good to go. You're the linchpin.
John, are you giving
You're
up?
the cornerstone.
I'm ready for a break from you, Chad, because we've done talks in between episodes. You're just always in my DMs, chatting me up.
I haven't talked to you in a week.
I know, right? I'm like, man, there must not be Lorcana spoilers because Chad hasn't sent me any messages.
No, there have been, but also too, I've been doing conventions. Jesus Christ, I need time to talk. This is like my rejuvenating of talking to people. I've been done with people for the weekend.
Nice.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So hopefully, we'll see Lori in a couple weeks. She might have a different thing once we hang up, but
so it'll be the 6th is our next.
I have to go look. 6th, it should be.
I think
I'm still live, but I might be.
That's one of those. This is one of those weird ones where we're 3 weeks away because it's actually the 13th, the 2nd and 4th.
Yeah.
Oh, the 13th.
Okay.
We still have 2 weeks left in July. Yeah, we still have 2 weeks left in July.
Damn.
I'm free on the 13th because campaign is over, so I can come back.
13th uphook time.
What I wanted to ask you guys something because I just found out something today. Are you familiar with coverprice.com?
No.
Okay. I wasn't either, but they featured Path on their page today, and I don't know who these people are. So I was like, is this the big deal? Like, should I be proud? Like, I don't know anything about this.
Coverprice.com?
COVRPRICE.
Oh, of course, because that's how you spell it.
And we were in their July update.
Nice.
Oh,
which is cool. COVR price.
Yeah, I'm right. Yeah, I'm on it.
Okay.
So
we'll investigate that.
I didn't even know it was a thing. And like they tagged me on Instagram and I was like, cool. And then Gilbert was like, oh my God, we're on Cover Price. And I was like, is that a thing? And he was like, he thought it was really cool. I was like, maybe it's a bigger thing. I don't know. I'm a noob.
When people are promoting you and you didn't ask them to,
right? I was like, I don't. Sure. It's not. I'm not like we're not buds. Like it's not like I'm like, hey, can you promote my comic for me? I have no idea who they are. So hopefully we'll get some eyes on it. But I didn't get any backers today, so I would love it if someone could give my
that's the worst.
campaign a kick in the ass. And just get one to move forward. I feel like when one moves us forward, everybody else starts to pay attention.
Nice. So, I just got my 69th backer. Nice.
Giggity goo.
Nice. Yeah. Well, if we're plugging, can I plug my issue, 32nd issue 32 of The Offspring came out today.
Absolutely. Drop the link in the chat.
Issue 32, go to correcthandedcomics.com. I am, this is the longest storyline I've had so far in my 32 issues. It's 8 issues. So this is issue 7 of this longer storyline.
7!
Yeah, issue 8, or the 8th story of the storyline, issue 33. Should come out September. So and then I'll get back to like 2 issues. I have one issue that is going to be. I'm super excited. It's the whole like the whole crux of the series is the one issue after this storyline here, and then it kind of gets a little more nutty as it goes. It's gotten really nutty, but in a good way. But I'm super excited that I got to this issue. Like when I developed this series when I was 17, 18 years old, a billion years ago, it was just like an idea in my brain. And now I just turned 50. Now as a 50-year-old, I can't believe that it's actually happening. So super excited. Issue 32 of The Offspring, correcthandedcomics.com. I think it's a fun story. Check it out.
Check it out, people.
7.
Wrap it up, Chad.
7.
With what?
You're the master of ceremonies.
you took my anyway. So guys, join us next on August 13th, apparently, because I get the dates wrong. Where we'll be talking about tips for comic book conventions, which Lori will be returning, and maybe Tom Hutchinson until I poke him.
John is gonna have to hold off for 1 more week, for 2 more weeks, huh?
Right. So John might be quitting, so we don't know at this point. Oog is...
He's not going anywhere.
No,
John's
he's not
going anywhere.
I refuse to make him go anywhere.
John's not a quitter.
Oog is currently on pre-launch, so please follow that. It's about a caveman with a ray gun from Rolling Squid Bones by John Meehan, because everybody else got to plug their stuff, and I'm going to now. So I think we're good. Did I forget anything else?
Except for David, what's our sign off?
Cosmos Karate Chop.
Wait.
And thanks, Lori, for coming on.
Chop.
Hang on a second.
Grandma Chop.
We're gonna make this socially awkward, okay?
Grandma cookies and stabbing
Grandma
people.
Cookie Chop. Put some hot sauce on it.
Socially awkward time.
What are we doing? John left.
John left.
Oh, John's gone.
John's gone. He does it every time.
He does the work.